welcome to our very first YouTube interview. I say it's our first interview because bear with us now in case we have any mistakes. We're not professionals at this in any way. So we got the great Joey Carpenter here with us as well from Irish Banger Pictures. He's going to be recording this, and of course welcoming the man himself here, Stephen Hotsocks Reynolds, our Irish Banger Racing legend, modern day legend. Great to have you, Stephen.
Thank you.
And thanks very much for inviting us up to your beautiful home here and surrounded by all your lovely silverware through your 30 years of racing.
Yeah, had to buy every one of them just to me.
So how are you keeping? End of 2025 season is now, are you on a bit of a slowdown now after a very busy season?
Yeah, no, we haven't really slowed down at all, to be completely honest. We're keeping going because one race leads into another race and so on. So at the moment we're cleaning up on the yard to get prepared now for vans.
Okay. For
the vans on the 4th of January. And then after that we're going to be going to basically just keep going. Yeah.
So 2025 was a busy season for you. You qualified into the World Finals through the Entertainers League at DMC. So how was that year for you yourself? And Jake, of course, you were busy providing 2 cars at each meeting really that you turned out at this year.
Yeah, it was a successful year considering what we went to do. We got together and decided, because the Entertainer League was coming in, we decided that that's what we were going to do. Myself, obviously there's the likes of Buses and Richie and Dara and Jake and all the boys that give us a hand in the yard. And we said, look, we're going to do it because for Entertainer we had to pick different cars for each meeting. Yeah. And there was a lot of work in it. Now I have to say there was a lot of work in it, but we did it and we won it and we got to the World. So our plan at the start of the year, we succeeded in getting to what we wanted.
Did you think it was going to be as tough as it was with trying to turn around cars so quick? And obviously I know you've done other meetings as well. You were in Bradford as well. And
yeah, we done Bradford and we done Dave Vincent's meeting in England, and we done a few other meetings that were around, and a lot of rookies.
Yeah,
we've done a lot of rookies. Yeah. I didn't think it was going to be as hard as it was to do the cars. We'd done Jags XJ6s. Mm-hmm. Is what we decided to do for an unusual car. But we kind of got it wrong. Because we thought it was going to be like a BWS round where if you brought a fresh car to each round you got points. If it was an unusual car, like not a Merc, not a Frog Eye, that kind of thing. But that didn't really happen. Okay. But we won it so we can't complain about the way the points was done. It was just that it was tough.
Yeah, tough. The World Final itself, how did that fare out for you? You had a nice car and a quick car this year?
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. The car, I don't know whether I had to bring that car. It was just.
I think the car suited you.
Yeah, it was a lovely car.
I think it suited you.
A lot of people said maybe the wrong car to bring because obviously it wasn't as set up as everyone else was.
Well, I was looking at your in-car now, and you look to be pretty much on the pace and enjoying it. Yeah, you've done well. I'm sure the World Final is the look of the draw too, no matter what you're in, isn't it?
Like, it is. It is, and it's it's to be there, and I think to be there in a nice car, and it was a nice car, and fair play to everybody that gave us a hand, and the painting of it, and just from start to finish. I thought it really was a nice car, and I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Well, I wrote out some questions. We're going to try and get through your 30 years racing next year, 2026. So we're never going to squeeze that into an hour's program. But I want to kind of start out by asking you, where did it all start for you, and who got you into racing back in 1996? I think it was.
Well, I suppose it started for me before 1996, which was when I used to go to Santry to watch my brother and Greg race. And I suppose at that stage I was in probably 10, 11 at that stage, and I'd literally, it was everything to get to go to the race, and all I wanted to do was drive the cars. I was too young, but I would clean the van, clean the toolbox, do anything that had to be just the drive of the car. Yeah, as simple as that. So that's where it became, and then when Santry closed, I thought stock car was finished. I didn't realise, I just thought stock car was finished. And I met a guy in Navan one day and in a bicycle shop, and I was chatting away to him, and just general chit chat. And I said, "What are you doing the weekend?" "Oh, I'm going racing." I was like, "What racing?" "You're racing." I said, "Where?" He says, "In that boy." And I said, "Where's that track?" And anyway, cut long story short, that was 1996, and we went to look at it on that Sunday. Yeah. And the next Sunday we arrived with a Mark II 2-litre Granada.
That was in Ballyowen, wasn't it? In Delvin, was it?
Well,
was it that boy?
It was actually in that boy.
Oh, yeah.
And when, of course, again, my luck, when we got the Mark II Granada, and we were building it for that boy closed.
Oh yeah.
So there was a closure.
Here we go again.
There was a closure for a week or two, and then Ballyowen started, and we were there for Ballyowen for the first and the last day of Ballyowen.
Yeah, that's where I remember first meeting you was in Ballyowen that time.
Yeah.
On an old shale track. And it was great. It was a great track. It was a good place.
It was great.
Yeah.
Myself and a mate of mine called John Rafferty, the two of us raced, and you used to be able to race the same car. One was non-contact race, and the other one was contact.
Yeah.
So John raced the non-contact, and then we just had a number flip.
Yeah.
Number out that way, and I drove out in the next, which was contact. Well, when I say it was contact,
I know. At the time it was big contact.
At the time it was.
It was
great at the time.
It was great. The Blues Brothers. So when did the Blues Brothers then start up?
Right. So the Blues Brothers started probably back in 1990. They started with my brother Noel and Greg.
Okay.
And how it started was my brother Noel worked for a company called T&P O'Reilly's as a mechanic, and they painted their trailers blue.
Okay, alright.
And so we got free paint. So the two Granadas were painted blue, and my brother-in-law came out that everything was done outside the house. We had nothing now. It was all done outside in the front garden. And my brother-in-law got up that Sunday morning and he walked out and he seen the two blue cars. There were two Granadas, two blue Granadas. And he just says, "Oh, the Blues Brothers."
Oh yeah.
And that's where the Blues Brothers. So I said, "Oh," and I went to the kid at 10 with a paintbrush and bit of white paint and put the Blues Brothers on the side of the
probably all your school books and everything was probably
everything
coloured
was,
cars.
Everything was.
So that was obviously then. That's the first team you would have got in with was the Blues Brothers.
Yeah. So the Blues Brothers didn't. We went. The Blues Brothers didn't come back until 97.
Alright.
Because Noel and Greg didn't race in Ballyowen. I was the only one that raced in Ballyowen. And
Sanctuary reopened in
97, and we arrived back as the Blues Brothers.
Okay.
The three cars as the Blues Brothers. And we just continued, the Blues Brothers continued on from there then.
You did a good few years.
We did a lot
of nice motors as well.
Yeah, we had a lot of guys in and out of the team as well. Like a lot of people joined and stuff.
I was saying there, I wrote down about starting building your cars. You said you had no sheds, you had nothing like that. It was outdoor builds and
it was hard to build.
And what about getting cars up here in Dublin that time? Was it hard to?
No. To be honest, it wasn't hard to get the cars at the time because they were around and you could get them and you could pick them up for scrap money.
And of course it was good, coming into the sport, I suppose, with having Noel, your brother, there and a bit of knowledge there too, like to say, well, Granada's a good car, or it's good to have Noel in that as well.
Yeah,
Greg as well,
team. The two of them were doing it before me, so they knew about Granadas, and Granadas was the popular car that everyone wanted, you know what I mean, at the start of Santry.
Of course,
it was all Granadas and stuff like that. Everyone raced Granadas.
So you kind of started then. Santry closed back up, I think. Was it 99? It could have been.
It only done a season. It closed in 98.
So then you started to go further afield. Then you'd probably would Tipperary been your next port of call for tarmac, or would have been? You were in Tipperary before you started going to Nuts Corner, really, weren't you?
I was. We were in Tipperary the next year for the first Shamrock was in Santry.
That's right.
And then obviously Santry closed down and Tipperary took over the Shamrock. So that was our big port of call for
Shamrock was the big thing that time, like that was the big thing. Like if you done Shamrock, but you were after coming from obviously. Well, I know Santry was hard hitting, but you were moving into Tipperary and you were starting to get more mixed in with overseas drivers coming over, and things were starting to heat up a little bit differently, I suppose. Compared to
I suppose I suppose the circle of friends was getting bigger, and then I was learning different things. As in, like I started to I met Ray McGrath obviously, and I met all like Mark Hughes and Anto and all them boys, and they started to go to watch racing in England, and I was like, racing in England?
Yeah.
What's this all about? And we went to a race my first ever race in England was we went for a weekend, which was go back 98 I think it was, and it was Ringwood versus PRI.
Okay, yeah, you went to watch? Right, okay, yeah.
And it was 2 litre Mark 1, Mark 2 Granadas, and it was Ringwood against them, and we watched that, and that was it. As soon as I seen that,
so I have to have some of this.
So I said it to Ray McGrath at the actual meeting. I says, would you bring me to this next year? Not that actual meeting, but to Ringwood. And he said, if you organise it, I'll bring us.
Yeah. Do you remember what you brought to that?
A Mark 2 Granada.
Mark 2 Granada.
Yeah.
And you done, I remember you used to be going to Ringwood that time, and you done a couple of seasons of going to Ringwood for that. It was probably the Winter Open or something like that, was it?
It was the big one anyway. It was the big one, the UK Open. But back then it was a big thing. You know, like an Irish, us Irish going to England was.
That's what I'm saying.
Massive,
you know, I remember then, moving on from Ringwood. Then we started to go into Firecrackers was probably the next thing. This is before years went on and you were going to England on a regular basis, but all the big meetings were like you'd look forward to them from one end of the year to the other, that you were going to be going to England, like, wasn't it? It was a big thing, like.
Oh, it was
massive.
huge.
Yeah.
You just mentioned the Firecracker. What we did was we done Ringwood, and me and Frank Cassidy, which is another guy we raced for years, we decided to branch out that we would go to Ringwood, and then a couple of weeks later we would go to the Firecracker, which for this was like you are pushing the boat out a bit here now, but we did it, and then we started to realise, hold on, we can do this, it's doable, and it just exploded.
But having the bottle to do it, like, because obviously, from the scale that the racing was at here in Ireland, but then to move over to England, and it was a completely different level. To be fair, it was at that stage, like, and you knew nearly going over that you were going to probably get blitzed out in the early days, like, you wouldn't have been giving yourself, or would you? Well, maybe you would.
No, I think everybody.
You might have had a demolition win or something.
It was more kind of to get there, and it was really at the very start with us racing as the Blues Brothers, we didn't really have a plan. It was just whoever was in, you just done it, and whoever was there was getting it, and you hit what you could hit. I think our plans started to come in as when we became Team Savage. That's when we started to plan, okay. Yeah.
Well, the next thing I was going to say to you was, just moving away from England for a minute, so Belgium, okay?
Oh yeah.
So Belgium was the next venture that you started to do, and this was a big undertaking to say, right, we're going to go into Europe and race. So what gave you the idea to go there, and why?
I suppose at that stage we were, as I said, we were planning things. We wanted to get out there and do what people said couldn't be done.
Yeah, okay.
And when we said, myself and Frank Cassidy said, why don't we go to Belgium, to Warrington? It was a massive big track, and it was like, what? How he's going to do this? But as I said, one man that always said, if you want to do it, I'll bring you.
Yeah.
And that was Ray. And so we said we'd get the cars, which we did, and we got 2 Yank limos.
Yeah.
One was a massive length.
Yeah, tell the story about this one. Yeah, I remember this, yeah.
Me and Fran decided it would be a great idea to get this massive limo. Fran's limo was kind of normal. Yeah. This was massive, so we got into it on a Saturday morning with a console, and we cut the whole middle out of the car, and we had the front end hanging out of Ray's crane and the back end hanging out of Fran's crane, and we put them back together, and we welded the car back together. And
you've been talking about dedication.
It was a lot of work, but at that time, you're talking about everybody was there. Like, the yard was, full of people, all willing to help, and then everyone was there, and we just had this thing that if we said we were going to do it, we did it.
And I remember, well, obviously I went over to Belgium trips, but I flew over, but one time I drove with you, it's just to let the viewers kind of be aware, to get to Belgium that time, driving to England, I remember with you in there one time, 9 hours, down to Dover.
Yeah.
We'd stop.
Yeah.
We would stay the night in Dover, and then next morning bright and early, cross over again into France. Sun would be out.
Yes.
Pull into duty free and stock up with stuff
with beer and
beer, the whole lot.
Food.
I can still picture it. The sun was out. We were cruising down the road into Belgium. It was just class. Even if you were only to do a lap, the social end of it, or even just to make the place, was amazing. But obviously, you've done very well out there.
We did, actually,
and I remember even recently, we were over in Holland and meeting some guys that hadn't seen you in years, and they're all like, "Oh, we remember you from Belgium." So, years later, people still remember you from doing them trips. But it was a fantastic era.
It was
Belgium.
brilliant.
It was
really
class.
was.
And I remember another time was you can remember finished off this story. I don't mean to be talking over you, but we came back from Belgium, and you were after picking up a left-hand drive Granada in Belgium to bring back. And we were after coming through. I think we came through the port in Dover, but maybe it was I can't really remember. It was a port somewhere anyway. And next thing, the customs came around us.
Oh dear.
The sniffer dogs came around us.
Yeah.
And there was a big what would you call it? This Granada. There was a lot of sniffing going on around it, and we were thinking, what is in this? Is someone after selling us a car that's full of something that shouldn't be in it? Anyway, tell them what was in it in the end that we got away with. We were happy with.
All our camping gear, from sausages and rashers, and I suppose he was hungry and he could smell it.
He could smell the burgers.
That was.
Just to be clear, everything was
above
okay.
Board. Everything is always above board.
So that was good. Always. That was good. So moving on to, as you say, you mentioned their Team Savage. So where did the name come from for Team Savage? And you're still racing under the name as well, so.
We do still race under a little bit of the name. The name kind of went after when the team when we kept the team, but I kept the colours.
You did, yeah.
So how Team Savage became about, I suppose, was through Ringwood. One year, myself, Frank Hasty. So I was the Blues Brothers. Frank Hasty would have been green.
Okay, yeah.
Keith McMahon was with us. He was a Blues Brother at the time.
Yeah.
And Mark Hasty.
Okay.
No, sorry, Mark Hughes, not Mark Hasty.
Yeah.
Mark Hughes was with us. So we had 4 cars, kind of all different colours, if you want to put it that way. And believe it or not, we all got into the DD that night. And what happened in the DD was a massive pile up down one corner with maybe 30, 40 cars in it.
Okay.
And what appeared out of the pile up was 4 cars.
Really? Okay.
And 4 cars were the 4 Irish cars.
Yeah.
But nobody knew we were all Irish. They knew I was Irish because I had the Irish flag on it.
Yeah.
And they probably knew afterwards, but we weren't that well known at that stage. So we said, wouldn't it have been great if everybody came out as the one colour, as the one team?
Mm-hmm.
And we sat down one day and we said, we all raced together anyway. We always helped each other on the track and off the track. So we decided, why don't we become one team?
Yeah.
So of course nobody was half of them. Well, I'm not going as the Blues. I'm not going as you. So we decided to sit down and we decided to. The first thing was the colours. So I wanted green, white, and orange for the Ireland flag. No, too many colours. Two colours. So we decided on green and orange, and we decided on a green roof and an orange body.
Yeah.
And we had a car in the yard one day, and a fella came in and said, "Look at this bunch of savages."
Oh, right, okay.
And we were thinking about a team name, and we says, "Why don't we go for Team Savage?"
Yeah.
So that's how the team.
That's how it came.
That's how it came up, and then the Never Say Die was our motto.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That came up out of the Blitz magazine back then.
Yeah.
Because our big thing back then was get the car back out. No matter what happens, we have to get the cars back out. And they wrote up an article and they says the Irish never say die attitude.
Very true. And then of course the slogan that you always still have on every car would be "No guts, no glory." Would that blend it in at the same time?
That came after when basically, obviously, when Team Savage kind of not split, as I said, it's
all down a bit or whatever.
A lot of people finished up racing and different people were going different ways, and we said, you know what, we'll just let the team go. I kept the colours. I changed them a little bit by putting green bonnet and green boot.
Okay.
I didn't want to keep the Never Say Die slogan because it was to do with Team Savage. So I came up with a thing of no guts, no glory, because I always said if you've no guts,
yeah, that's it.
you're not going to get the
You're
glory.
not going to get the glory, is right. Very good. So, moving on then, I can't remember exactly what year we're talking now, but we moved on a few years with this next question, where you would have formed in with the condoms team in England.
Oh yeah.
And you put in a couple of good, hard, solid years of hard racing with Shane and the boys over there. How did that come about, getting involved in that team, and had you good memories from it?
Yeah, memories, a lot of memories from it. How did it happen? It happened because of the war between the condoms and Team Black.
Yeah.
And me and Jack Overy had a little bit of a war between each other as well.
Okay.
So a meeting came up in Sheffield, and it was a team meeting, and Shane rang me and said, look, would you be interested in racing the team meeting? And I said, yeah, no problem. So we went over and we all met in a hotel in Sheffield the night before the racing, and we were standing just drinking away and having the social, as you do. And Shane came to me and he says, would you be interested in joining the team on a permanent basis?
Right, okay.
And I says, yeah, I would, because to be honest, back then they were a big. It was a big team to be asked to race for. Yeah. And I said on one condition, and he said, what was that? And I says that if I race for the condoms, I race at home. Okay. I race in Ireland as the condoms.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not just going to race in the UK and then race at home as a difference.
Right.
And he says, no, yeah, look, you're pink, and that's it. Yeah. Wherever you go, you race the colours and you race. And it was good. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. I really enjoyed racing with them because they were a good group of guys, and the war was always exciting.
I'd say so.
It was good, you know.
Yeah,
the war
it's good to know, I suppose, in the war that you have.
Yeah.
You know, lads in your corner.
Lads in your corner, and do you know what? The guys that we were warring with Team Black, they were good guys. And they still are good guys. Like I still talk to Jack Overy, and I would regard him as a friend in the racing.
Yeah, yeah.
And he although it was a war between us, I don't think it was. I don't think it spilled personal.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I don't think it.
Yeah, it never did with me.
Yeah.
Maybe a little time there was a little bit of this and that, but when we always settled out, but that's smashed each other on the track. But
that's the most important, isn't it? If lads can do it that way, really, that's where it's very important, isn't it?
I think so. But you learn that as you go along. In your earlier days, I didn't learn it, but I learned as I go along.
Was there other teams then that you might have been involved with at all, or I can't really remember you?
With a couple of teams in different teams, team meetings, like we used to do the Mildenhall teams.
Yeah, the Euro.
We didn't have our own team, so we would, I was asked to race for the UK against the continent.
Yeah, that's right.
I got a phone call. I raced.
You done that one, did you?
Yeah, I raced on one condition, which the lads, fair enough, they said they let me do. It was they wanted me to race for the UK, which I did race for the UK, but they raced a white car with the cross, the red cross, which is the England flag, if you remember. But I raced white car with green, white and orange roof.
Yeah,
I wouldn't race with it. That was my little. That was my. If you want me,
stamp. Yeah.
You take me, but you have to have the little bit.
I also remember you racing like North versus South as well.
The Civil War. Yeah,
Civil War. I remember you doing that in the Crown, I think, as well. Actually, that was one of the very first ones in Arena Essex, if I remember right. Or did you do the one in Ainsworth?
We done. I done two of them. We've done Arena Essex, and I've done. Headingford as well.
Yeah, they were good meetings. Yeah. They were solid. They were solid. Definitely.
Top drivers and all.
Yeah, they were good. Good to be part of. And obviously, I know coming from Ireland, just to be asked to join them teams was a big thing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was massive. It was really good. Like you know what I mean. It kind of proved that what we were doing
was established.
Working.
Exactly.
Working, you know?
And now this next question is nothing really to do with the war between yourself and the condoms. It's just an overall question. But who would you have looked at as your biggest rival through your... Now I know obviously you're not going to have one. You're 30 years racing, but who was out there as a hard rival, someone that when you pull up on the track is like, oh Jesus, this lad is here, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, is there someone there that I'm not saying you feared, but someone that you knew you were going to have a tough day against?
I wouldn't have said that I would have had a particular person.
Yeah.
But would have had different people in different tracks, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
When you went up the north and different parts of my racing career, when like Mark Cassidy would have been one that we wore for a long time. There was so many different, like as you said, Jack Overy with Team Black would have been, but you would only see them at certain times.
Okay.
But like there was different wars at different times of the racing. You know what I mean? Mark Cassidy would have been early days.
Times,
You know, I would have had a bit of a war maybe with Leadfoot and another kind of days. But they were all wars. But in fairness, I would have respected all the drivers I war with, because if you're not on the track, well then, you know, you can't war what you can.
No.
So I would have. The wars we got into, we got ourselves into them because we wanted to race against the best.
Yeah.
And one of our things, as I said to you, when we started with Team Savage, we said, how are we going to do this? How are we going to get out there? How are we going to get known? And our big thing was we took on the biggest and the best.
Yeah.
So when we went to meetings back then, the Stinkbridge were the biggest and the best.
Yeah.
The Bears were the biggest and the biggest. So if we went to Buxton, let's just say, King of the Peaks, and there'd be 10 Stinkbridge over there, 2 of us, it didn't matter.
Get stuck into
them. Now, we always ended up getting smashed.
Yeah, but that's what I have to admire you for that.
The crowd loved it.
Yeah,
you know, they always wanted the underdog.
Yeah.
And our thing was fix the car and get back out. And
no matter how bad it was, just be.
And even the lads would always say to you, you know, fair play to you for coming back out and getting smashed.
My God, I've seen it over the years, like you have got back out in some incredible wrecks.
Yeah. Well, you know, as I said, it's one of my things is it's not me, it's the team.
Exactly.
You know, and you know, the cars that the lads fix with me, like buses and like through the years you had different guys with you.
Yeah.
You know, at the start I would have had Slim, Johnny Downs, he would have been a big mechanic with me. Yeah. He would have been, and then Rory, a guy, Rory McKenna, who would have been with me. Rory from Down Under. And then, of course, Buses is with me a long time.
Yeah.
And Buses would be my main man, and Richie is with us now, and Dara, Jake and Sean,
and then all the crew there.
Look, if I'm forgetting anybody, it's not. It's just because I'm kind of trying to.
What about Buses? I know he's not here to defend himself. We're not going to talk bad about Buses in any way.
Why?
But what about the time you were somewhere in England, was it? And I wasn't on this trip now, but he brought the wrong passport with him or something.
Oh God, yeah. Buses. We went to Belgium, and Buses decided to bring his girlfriend's passport.
Yeah.
Which they didn't check on the way out.
Yeah.
But they decided to check on the way back, and we were looking like we were going to be stuck in Belgium
for a long time.
And we had to go to Paris to get another temporary visa, but it worked out in the end.
So he's a good help most of the time.
Yeah, he's a good help on the track.
But he's a good guy. He's a good guy. I know you're not a great man at going watching racing. From, you know, every time I'd be with you going watching racing, you're like, oh, I'd rather be out there and this and that. But who would you admire? I would say, is there someone there that you say, oh, yeah, they're a good driver, I like watching that person, or so someone that stands out to you?
Like there's loads of drivers I love to watch. They changed so many over the years.
Yeah.
I used to love watching guys that just didn't care. You know, like Psycho would be one from years ago. He just any car.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't matter what it was. Get in it, you raced it.
The Reynolds boys are very like that too nowadays.
Like Jack Starr. You know, they're all modern guys, and they're serious drivers and serious guys to do banger racing, but it changed throughout the years. Like, there's so many good drivers out there, and then even in Ireland, like, you know, you've got Stephen McGrath, a great driver to watch. You know, I mean, he can really drive a car. You've got the likes of Marty. I'd always have, you know, Mark Hughes, They were guys
Pedros,
that, you know, there's just so many.
I don't mean to be naming just not singling out anybody. No, there were so many, but
there is so many. Like there's just even guys that race like buses. Like there's so many drivers out there.
To be honest, nearly any man that goes out on track,
any man that goes out,
to give it a go, isn't it?
Yeah.
Another question, just hard when you don't have to give us but your favourite track to race it?
Oh. That's a hard one.
We'll break it down. We'll go for a shale track and maybe a tarmac track, if you can.
Okay, well, my favourite track probably would have to be, on tarmac, would have to be Warrington in Belgium.
Really?
Yeah, because there's nowhere to hide.
Good man, yeah.
There's no infield. And when you're out there, you're out there.
Yeah,
and
so you like that.
It's fast, it's good, and it was quick and good. You know, say arena. I liked going to arena. Loved Wimbledon. Loved Wimbledon with the wire and rope. You know, didn't get to do it as much as I wanted to do, but done the last couple of World Finals and the last figure of 8. But just the
Wimbledon. And everybody.
And Ringwood coming up out of the tunnel of Ringwood. You know,
Milden Hall.
That's Shale, Milden Hall, and then obviously. Kings Lynn.
You've done a lot on Kings Lynn.
Yeah, I've done a lot on Kings Lynn. They were 2 good shale tracks.
Did you have a preference over shale or tarmac, or is it another one?
Now I prefer shale because I think the cars are too. You if you don't have the quickest car out there, you can do it on shale because you have to drive the car better.
Yeah, of course.
Tarmac is obviously better because it's quicker, but it's too I think it's the shale is, for me personally at the moment, the shale is better. But then Ipswich is a different kettle of fish. If you can get the right line in Ipswich and you get the car going well, it's good.
It's good. Very good. Now, obviously another tricky one for you. Most memorable meeting. I know it's very hard, but you don't have to say one in particular. But is there one there that you can springs to mind saying, I really enjoyed that one?
I really enjoyed, there's loads, but I really enjoyed the Rover Cortina weekend.
Oh yeah. I think that was around 2015.
We had a great weekend that weekend.
Run us through it. You took a couple of wins on that one, didn't you?
Yeah, we just won everything in the Rover. The Rover was just on form, and we won all the races, and I think we took 4 wins. Final and 4 wins, and then we went to the Cortina meeting on the Sunday and we took the final win there as well. And it just, what stands out in my mind is everybody was there and going around with everybody cheering and the big gang of us. You know, it was a big social event for us to go to these things. You know, and when everybody is there, it's
big. I remember you kind of saying one time about that meeting that you found it was a turning point in your career where like you felt, I'm winning here in England now, and
I suppose for years we raced differently because we were told you're never going to going to England, you're mad going over there, you're never going to get anywhere, they're too good over there and this and the other, and it kind of sat in it. So we raced at the start a different way. We went out hitting all the time. It was all about hitting, about putting a show on, get the cars back, and then I suppose we started to kind of realise, hold on a minute here, we can actually race with we can beat these guys, and and we started to win, and it's been proven now with like. We've 2 guys like Stephen Bolton won the World Finals, Stephen McGrath won the World Finals. Like, I mean, there's 2 drivers from Ireland that have done it. Done the biggest race in Bangor.
Yeah, absolutely.
World, if you want to put it that way.
If you put the time in and stick with it.
But back then, I suppose it was really all about, for us, it was just about the hitting. At the start, and then we started to realise we can race as well. We started to try to race then.
So the Rover Cortina weekend was one that sticks out.
Yeah, that was a great meeting. Then I really enjoyed the Ringwood All Granada meeting with the hearse. Getting that hearse. Like for me, getting that car back out onto the track was nearly like winning.
It was, wasn't it?
You know what I mean? The crowd. You could hear the crowd over the car when you drove out, and they were like,
Because we're not to forget to Scotland as well, you know.
Scotland, Cowdenbeath,
it was great.
Yeah,
great. Good weekends up there.
Good weekends, and we had good success up there. We had seconds, and we DD wins.
Yeah.
And
I remember you taking a DD win in Scotland one night, and you were practically broke up. I think it was your shoulder or your hand or something.
Broke my hand,
I think we were trying to put the car in gear for you and get you going that night. But
that was a funny story. That was myself, Buses and Slim were there, and broke my hand, and went over to the ambulance and said your hand was broke anyway. And Slim and Buses were there, and we fixed the car, and the two of them were, I'm taking it out, no, I'm taking it out. And with that, they looked around, and I was sitting in the car like that, and I just went like that, just strapped me up.
I'm in, and when you go, that's right, and you took the DD win.
And we took the DD win.
And there's probably a trophy of it here somewhere. We'll have a look for that.
We'll have a look,
So, look, great memories, definitely. It's brilliant. So, I was going to ask you about a favourite car. Like when I say favourite car, I don't mean like Pacific car, but would you have a car that you remember from a Pacific meeting that you say, geez, that was a great car? Or you very rarely got two meetings out of a car, but was there any particular car that you can say, God, I had such a car in such a place that was a good car?
Yeah, I suppose one car that stands out in my memory would be the Crown that I brought to Ringwood. I brought it to Ringwood. It was a Crown Saloon. I brought it to Ringwood back in 2002. There's actually a good video of it. I only seen it recently, and the car just went.
Yeah.
It smashed everything up. It was the car that won I robbed the Smart Car Award.
Oh right.
I shouldn't have.
In Ringwood.
In Ringwood.
Okay.
Thanks to Redza for all the screams. So he got me that trophy.
Brilliant
and that car just went all night, and we got it back then. There was kind of like the Blitz magazine and stuff like that, and we got driver of the meeting for that.
Brilliant.
for all the wrecking we did, and it was really good car.
Stuff.
Yeah.
So that one stands out.
That stands out, and then there's so many cars, but like.
Yeah.
You know, I like the Jags. I like
the big Jag.
Back then it was the Crowns. I was a big Crown man because you could get them. Can't get them now, so
we note to anybody watching, if you have a spare two.
If you have a spare Crown, I'm looking for my testimonial.
Worst car. Have you anything?
Yeah, it's very easy. Okay. It was so easy. It was a Merc limo we brought to Kings Lynn Icebreaker.
Yeah.
And it broke our heart from building it from day one, and we came down the straight, picked up, brought it into the wall, it burst into flames.
that was a wet meeting.
And it burst into flames, and I always remember Buses and Key Carey were there, and they were so delighted that car burst into flames.
So that was the worst.
That was the worst car I've ever raced.
Merc limo, very good.
Yeah.
Going to move on a bit now to World Finals. I don't know if you know off the top of your head how many you've done.
I think we looked at somewhere in the region of 12 or 13, I think.
Okay. So obviously the World Final means a lot to you, as in like trying to get there to qualify for as many as you could over the years.
Over the years, yeah. It was a big thing to qualify. We done 2 in Wimbledon.
Okay.
We qualified for 2 in Wimbledon, which was a big thing. And it was the thing to qualify for back then, and it was the thing to race for. And that's what we did, and we done a lot of them. Never got any places in them, but I think, to be honest with you, it was all about getting there.
Yeah.
And then once we got out there, you were part of it. We were part of it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what it is. And you're saying about doing Wimbledon as well. So Wimbledon or Ipswich, which would be your preference?
I have to say Wimbledon. Oh yeah. There's nothing like the stadium and the crowd, and
it's funny. I remember back in probably 2004 or 2005, in around that time, we were going to the World Final in Wimbledon. I met you in a hotel. We were staying in the same hotel, and we were chatting away, and you were like, "No, full focus on now tonight. No drinking. No, we were having a drink, but there was no clubbing.
No.
And he says to me, I even didn't bring good clothes. He said, brought the old clothes purposely so we the head focus for tomorrow. So we had a couple of drinks. And the crack was good, and we started talking about. I remember talking to you about a nightclub called the Norbury, which was there, and I says to you, "There's this nightclub, and they have banger racing on the big screen," and you were like, "This sounds like a great spot altogether." So the next thing we were borrowing clothes for you, borrowing good clothes. The working boots was brought up to the sink.
Yeah, we
and cleaned.
The steel toe cap boots.
Steel toe cap boots up to the sink, cleaned up, and off we went to. So Plan A went out the window.
Plan A, and we went for Plan B.
We went for Plan B. Granada State, you raced in that World Final. I remember well, and you went out and you flew it the next night.
We did, yeah. The last World Final in Wimbledon, we actually won the DD that night.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
The last World Final, we won the DD. Which
in a Jaguar?
No, Mark II estate.
Right. Okay.
I only raced at Wimbledon twice, and both in two.
And regardless, just touching a bit on World Finals, you can't forget that we used to go to the PRI World Final, Rennes.
Yeah, we've done that a good few times.
And that was back in the Granada era, like as well, before us.
Yeah, Granadas we used to race, and we used to race in Mildenhall at the team.
That's right, the night before.
The team night before, which was Mondeos at that stage.
So they were all
Bluebirds.
They were all massive race meetings to do.
Big, very big. Yeah.
So the Crown Hearses, just touching a bit on the Crown Hearses here.
Yeah.
So Crown Hearses, I don't think anybody has done what you've done. You raced 3 Crown Hearses, I think. Maybe someone else has done it, but I doubt it.
No, we done 5 Crown Hearses.
5 Crown Hearses?
5, yeah. 5.
I'm wrong.
Actually, we did. Now, technically, we did 6. I don't regard that one of them was an estate.
Okay.
Which was a hearse, but it wasn't converted, so I just I let that one go. But we did actually race 5 Crown Hearses.
Yeah. Remarkable.
Very, very American. Considering they were only built over here, there was never any of them in England.
Because I remember at the time, like when you were racing them, it was a big deal. Like it was all over the magazines.
Yeah,
it was people were talking about this Crown Hearse. It was a big thing, and so
that was one of the things that we, as I said, when we started with Team Savage, we came up with these ideas, and one of the things to get noticed was cars.
Mm-hmm, of course,
in England, everyone loves a hearse or a limo, so we started getting hearses and limos to get noticed, to be up there with the big boys and such. And it worked. It did.
Can you remember where you raced the Crown Hearses?
I raced 2 in Ringwood.
Okay.
1 in Buxton. 1 in Arena, and 1 in Kingsland.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
And also, if anyone has a Crown Hearse, he's looking for it. we'd like to give him one.
All donations. All donations.
Greatly received.
Yeah.
So moving on to this question now. Hopefully you give me an answer, because I heard that somebody asked you this question before and you wouldn't tell them the answer.
Oh.
So where did the name Hotsocks come from?
Oh, Hotsocks. I suppose when we were the Blues Brothers, I had Steve-O written on the side of the car, and then when we went to Team Savage, we all wanted nicknames. And when I was a kid, I suppose the story goes that I wouldn't get up for school unless my socks were warm, because I didn't like getting onto a cold floor. So they decided, Mr. Hotsocks needs his socks heated up in the morning before he go to school. So they decided to call me Hotsocks.
Brilliant. And tell me this, does your wife now have to heat up the socks every morning?
No.
Just Mammy.
Just Mammy. Mammy was the great one. The wife won't heat them up anymore.
Very good. That was good to hear that story. So just going to kind of ask you about eras of racing. We started back in '96, so Great Granada era, moved into the 2000s. You were talking about Mondeos really then, racing Mondeos through the 90s and the 2000s, and moving into 2010 we're looking at Lexuses and the modern era. Now you have your Frog Eyes and Mercs. So which era to you would you, maybe you like them all, but what would stand out to you as I really enjoyed building that era of cars?
I suppose it has to be the start. It has to be the Granadas, the Jags, the Crowns, that kind of era. That was kind of my era, if you want to call it. Now, it's not that I don't enjoy that. I raced Lexuses and Mercs and the new shape Jags, and we're on to the new Mercs now. We're racing them now, and the Mondeos and stuff, but I suppose you can't really beat a good Mark II or an XJ6.
Yeah, and I suppose it was the simplicity of the, I won't say an easy build, but it seemed easier, didn't it? Back in the day, it was like easier to put them together.
Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose back in the day, we didn't have the stuff we have now. We didn't have trucks with cranes. We didn't have garages. So
but you had more lads, around the cars that time to help as well. So you got through building them quick.
In fairness, the lads have always, it's changed as it goes on with people getting sick of it and moving on. But the dynamics of people helping you is still there.
It's still there.
What I mean?
Which
you need to do. I need to do 5 times more than everybody else because you're the driver.
Of course,
but like as I say to everybody, you know where I am. Come and give us a hand.
Yeah.
And the lads do. Richie comes down, Buses comes down, Sean gives us a hand. Jake, Alex, and Dara. No, like we do. You need it. You need it. But you need every time.
Yeah.
You need all types of help.
As you say, it's never going to. You never do it on your own. I don't know how lads do it on their own, but
but it changed over the years. Like I mean, even where we are now in the yard, like John is a great help there. Like forklifts are there. Okay. You don't notice it until it's gone.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And just before I move on, like we say, the Mondeos and that. Did you enjoy racing the Mondeos? Because I know they were a hard.
I did actually enjoy them. I did enjoy the Mondeos. I actually missed the Mondeos, to be honest. I like the Mondeos. They're hard on your body. Like, they are, but they're good. They keep going.
You can get a run out of the car.
Get a good run out of Mondeo. I have to say I did like the Mondeos. I like the Bluebirds as well.
The Bluebirds, of course. Yeah. Marina 2s.
Marina 2s and stuff like that. They were good. Mondeos kind of took over from them. No, I did like them.
What advice could you give to any young boy or girl who's into sport now? I'm not saying start now, but who's into sport now at an early stage? Like what could you kind of
just enjoy it. Basically, just don't take it personally. Just enjoy your racing, and if you enjoy, like Jake is racing now. He, as I say to Jake, just enjoy it.
Yeah.
If you're smiling getting out, well, don't take it too seriously. You're not going to win them all. Yeah. You're not going to smash everybody. You're going to get smashed. You're going to lose. But it's about getting back up. It's about going again, and you have to enjoy building them.
Exactly. Yeah. Because that is the tough part.
It is the tough part. But if you get a buzz out of it, keep doing it. If you're not getting a buzz out of it.
Yeah, but as you say, not to take it too personally is the thing. Like I don't like it in on.
Don't let it get in on
because you will have bad days.
You will have bad days. Everybody has bad days, and everybody has good days, and but you have to just if you are getting out of that car and you're smiling and you're enjoying it. Yeah, keep doing it.
Very good, very good. As I say, you just mentioned there Jake as well, who's racing with you now, and yourself and Jake have done a lot of rookie meetings now, and of course Jake is coming into the unlimited stuff and doing well.
Yeah, doing very well. Are
you enjoying it, Jake? We'll put that. Enjoying it. Follow Daddy's footsteps as much as you can. Try. Yeah. Very good, very good. Well, I have down here then, is there anybody you would like to thank?
There is, there's so many people I'd like to thank over the years, I suppose. There's so many people that helped me along the years. A major man that helped me from when I started, and you could ask him even now for anything, and he do is obviously Ray McGrath. Always, from day one. But there's so many, so many people that helped me over the years. Buses, and there's just so many people to thank. And even down to, as I said, was only mentioned a few minutes ago, like in the yard, John Ryan in the yard there helps. If you ask him for the forklift, there's never a problem.
Yeah.
If you kind of a famous one for me would be, I found this car, I know there's no space for it, but can't bring it back, we'll find somewhere for it. Just them little things, but definitely
just when you mentioned Ray McGrath, like in fairness, Ray, I know Ray is long, from years and years, and I found him from the very, very start. He's a pure gentleman.
Absolutely.
To everybody. It doesn't matter who you are, like if you get smashed up or whatever, he's bring it over, we'll help you, he will help everybody. He's a credit to the sport, so we got to Ray. And maybe sometime we might get an interview with Ray.
Look at
another good man to talk.
I'm sure.
Because I remember back in the day, and I see from looking at some of your trophies there racing down, and County Cavan, and you know, Ray was the man that would have instigated and started all that travelling out of Dublin. He really did, like, you know, he'd the lorry there and he'd bang up a couple of cars, and I remember he'd be bringing Mark and
he'd be bringing everybody.
He was great, like, so.
Yeah, but there's so many people, like Fran Cassidy helped me along the years as well, like, you know, and you know, there's just so many fellas. I'd probably forget how. I probably think of loads of people I should have said, you know, that helped us throughout the years. But
big thanks. That's it. So moving on to 2026, we're having your testimonial meeting to celebrate your 30 years of racing in Tipperary Raceway.
In Tippwreck.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. When you came to me and said to me at the start, I was a little bit, I suppose, kind of,
will people turn up?
Yeah. Number one, I was kind of saying, oh my God, put my name to this, and like 6 cars turn up, I'll fit, you know. But the amount of people that are doing it is, you know, it's brilliant. It really is. All I can say is thanks to everybody for doing it, really, you know what I mean? And even the amount of people from England and lads from as you said, from Holland.
Yeah, it's amazing, like,
It's amazing, really is, and it just shows that the amount of racing we've done through the years.
Well, I just think, like, you know, obviously no better man. We're never going to fade in what we're doing here tonight to say the amount you have done, to be honest. You know, we're trying to break it into small little sections. Like, we could really talk for 12 hours about everything you've done. You've been such a credit to the sport and everything you've done. So, you know, it's great that we're going to be there on the 12th.
Yeah.
I know the boys are racing the rookies on the Saturday, but the big one is your one on the 12th. And you're having the Legends race as well on the thing. Tell us a bit about the Legends.
I think that was a good idea. And I just look at, I know some people will do it, some people won't do it, but it was just to give people a chance that I raced with 30 years ago, you know, and would just love a spin around Tipperary. Look, it's not for everybody, I get that, and you know, if whoever turns up on the day turns up, and as long as they enjoy it,
that's it. And I myself am going to part the Legends, which is I'm not a legend by any means, but what I'm saying is nice to get
you're a legend in your own right, Brian.
It's a good opportunity to get out and to do it, like, you know, and obviously, you know, it'll be great. The boys at the track down there can take care and take over and look after everyone on the day, and you know, it'll be awesome.
Yeah, look, we've, to be completely honest with you, we pushed the meeting. We've asked the people, and we're getting the people now that are coming to the meeting. Now it's down to the lads in Tipperary to put the show on, to get everything sorted, as in to get the track ready, to get the scrutineers there, to get, and you know, this will be
it's a big one for them.
It's a massive deal to try and let's get everybody back on the track.
It'll be good, and also if anyone still wants to book in for it, give us a shout. Just to give a mention too that Hendrix Hendrix have sponsored a free crossing as well from England to Ireland return. So if you haven't booked in from England yet, give us a shout, and we're going to do a draw for that. We weren't going to do it tonight, but we're hoping to get a few more people in, so we'll do it early in the new year. Something like that. So I've nearly asked all my questions. Is there anything you'd like to throw into the pot just before we finish things up?
No, just to say to everybody over the years that helped us, and is still helping us, thanks very much. And
your supporters. Lots of supporters.
Yeah, hopefully.
You have a great fan base, like in Ireland. You do, like.
Look at it's banger racing. Not everybody's going to like it.
Oh no.
And not everybody's going to not like it. So you know, but as I said to you, you just take the goods. You know, as long as you're enjoying it, and you get out, and you know, you get out of that car, and you're happy to be in that car. Well, then keep doing it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, you're the one driving it. So if you're not happy to be in it, don't be in. That's it. Don't be in it.
Couple of quick fire questions for you. All right, we'll see how you get on with these. A little bit away from racing, I suppose, if you like. What do you like to do in your spare time away from racing? Tell us a little bit about your Stephen Reynolds.
I like to watch football, and I like to go to my local pub. And watch the football. I support Arsenal.
Good man. That was one of your questions.
And I go and watch the Premiership. I love to go on a Sunday. And I have my dog Charlie, which is, you probably hear whimpering outside the door.
you go for
So
walks with
I
Charlie?
walked Charlie as well, and then obviously
I know that's good for you.
Yeah, I've got Jake obviously in the racing, and then I've got Isabel is my daughter who comes to the racing watch, and then I've got my eldest son Christopher who is in the army. So I like to spend time with everybody.
Yeah,
and
your wife.
then I've obviously my wife Joanne, which is
She has been a great woman.
a great.
Great.
Patience,
Yeah,
I
she
would
has.
say.
She has,
She has supported me through the racing career as much as.
Yeah,
but she's
very
had,
good.
I have to say thanks to Joanne for her patience.
Well done.
For 30 years as well. I
Very
suppose.
good. So if you're watching a bit of TV, what would be your preference to watch a bit of TV apart from the soccer, or do you watch anything?
Don't really. No, we don't really have a preference.
Yeah,
no.
just you like a bit of soccer.
Just watch a bit of soccer and
Very good. If you're heading for a takeaway, what would you go? Would you go Chinese or would you head for
Chipper.
the chipper?
Yeah.
Good man, good man.
Chipper.
Very good.
Yeah.
And I suppose the last question that I'm going to, I know people are going to say, well, you should have asked him this or that, but we'll try our best. It's our first time to do this, so
First
thanks
time,
to everybody.
yeah.
So Granada, Jag or Crown, if you had one. Three of them sitting out there. Which
Crown.
one? The Crown.
Yeah,
That's
it has
right.
to be the Crown, but I'm kind of getting known as a bit of a Jag man, but that's just because they're easier to get.
Okay. Stephen Reynolds, 173. It's been a privilege. Thank you
Thanks
very
very
much.
much.
Thank you very much, and hope
Appreciate
everyone enjoyed our little talk with Stephen here tonight. And once again, thanks to Joey Carpenter from Irish Banger Picks as well. So, okay, I hope you enjoyed. Take care. Thank you. Bye bye. We're joined here with Jake Reynolds. Good man to have you, Jake. Is there any trophies here, yours yet?
No, none in here. They're all in my bedroom.
Oh, my bedroom. Well, so how long are you racing now?
Just under 2 years now.
Good man.
Just under 2 years.
And you're enjoying it?
Yeah, loving it.
And tell me, I know you're doing a lot of rookie. You started off in the Nissans. You're still sticking with the Nissans a bit too?
Yeah.
You love the old Nissans?
Love the Nissans. They're great builds and they're good cars. Very reliable, I think.
And you're really enjoying the rookies?
Yeah.
And tell me, I suppose you wanted to get into Unlimited. That was probably your goal, was it?
Yeah, that's always been the goal. I've always wanted to do it.
And from an early age, you're probably going watching your dad, were you?
Yeah, since I was born, I'd say.
Really?
Since I was born,
And what was I going to say to you? Since that, like, you always wanted to go driving, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
I actually remember in around the time he was born. Do you remember that, Stephen? He was.
I do remember the time he was born.
2002 or 4, was it?
Yeah, he decided to come while we were on the way to Belgium.
Belgium, that's right.
So we had to try and get a plane back, but thankfully we couldn't get a plane at that stage. So we made the race and we came home then.
So come here, apart from your dad, who else would you look up to now in the line of racing to?
Probably the big Irish drivers, obviously Steve-O, and even Steve-O, Leonard Dunn, all the main drivers from Ireland.
Good lad.
Even the young drivers that race me, like Connell, Alex, Coyle, Ross, who would pal around at the racing. Even in the rookies you have everyone in the yard, Sprouts, then you have Keith and all. Just everyone around us.
There's a great group of you coming through now as well, and I suppose you're good support to each other as well, like, and helping one another out as well.
Yeah, sure, we're all friends, like now we're all playing the game, we'll always keep in touch with each other now, and we'll always mess around at the racing.
Would you have other people then around your own age group looking at what you're doing, thinking, God, I'd like to give that a go, or is it? Yeah,
they have a lot of people that know that I do it around, and they'd always ask. It's hard to explain to them, but they're always curious, and they always like to see videos, and they'd always have an interest in it.
In school as well, when you come in with some of them that wouldn't know anything about it, having a clue about it, think, God, this is crazy stuff altogether.
Yeah, it's completely different to them.
So where do you see yourself over the next 2 to 3 years?
Hopefully doing a lot more Unlimiteds. Hopefully beating that, hopefully.
Okay.
And hopefully getting 1 or 2 big races in England if I can, and getting more used to building the cars and being able to do a bit more on my own.
Good man, yeah.
And hopefully winning a few more races too.
Yeah, well, we've seen you out there, and I'll tell you one thing, you're fairly fearless anyways. There's no fear in you going around there, so and you look like you're enjoying it, and as your dad said, once you're enjoying it is the main thing, so you're
Exactly, yeah. No, there's nothing better than that, I think.
Really?
No, nothing better than sitting in the car.
And do you play sport?
I used to play a little bit. I used to play GAA for a while, but I should probably get back into it now. But
and do you like being up in the yard building? Do you like the building into it?
Love it. That's one of the best parts of it.
Yeah, and stripping them out and everything.
Stripping them out, building them, everything. Trying to get out as much as I can to it. Obviously annoying Dad every day, but trying to get out there.
But it's probably what would I call it? You're probably keeping your dad going as well, like, with the want of you wanting to be racing is probably keeping you going to the yard as well, like.
Yeah, he keeps me I'm giving up next year, but I'm retiring next year.
You said that.
No, he has me. He definitely has.
Give you a new lease of life for it, really.
New lease of life for it, and it's great to see him. He's doing really well. I have to say, like, he really is, and he's out there, and all the lads, and I have to say, actually have to say as well, a special thing to the junior bangers that went to Ringwoods.
Yeah.
Tommy getting the tour and all the boys, fair play to them.
Because they're the future, like.
Absolutely.
And
they're the guys,
That's where the time has to be invested into these youngsters as well, because it's you guys that's going to be bringing it on, like, so that's, you need to.
I'm not going to be there forever, Brian.
No. Well, no, listen, we're going to wish you the best of luck, and hopefully we'll talk to you again maybe down the road and at a track. We'll do a little interview with you and see how you're doing. And well done, Jay. Good man. Fair play to you. Good lad.
Thank you.
Thanks a million. Okay, I hope you enjoyed. Take care. Thank you. Bye bye.
Don't know how that went, but.